Hey everyone, Pat Mitchell here. Tonight I want to talk to you guys something about a little bit different. On this channel I don't only want to just educate you, I want to use it to give you guys my stories. I've lived a pretty storied life, and some of it's pretty inspirational, some of it you can definitely learn from a lot of my mistakes that I've made in my life, especially in my younger days. But tonight I want to talk about something that happened last week. Now, when I first started trading, getting into trading, even before that, one of the main reasons why I wanted to get into my own business, my first business, my welding business, was it opened up opportunities for me to make more money. Not for selfish reasons, but my parents, God bless them, but they've worked really, really hard in life, and it's always been one of my main goals, my main drives, my main jams to help retire my parents, and or at least just to help them out, right? To make their life easier. They made a lot of sacrifices when my brother and I were young that basically put them in a position where they weren't going to be able to retire young. They weren't going to be able to have, super nice things in life and everything else. They always put themselves first. Always. Always. They are what parents should be. And last week, I officially retired my parents. And I got to tell you guys, it feels really good. And really what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about is, setting goals and sticking to them no matter what, and just fighting and going and just digging in, like I said, my parents, they've been through a lot in their life. Wasn't easy raising my brother and I. My brother and I were a handful. I can give you a couple examples. When I was 3 years old, I decided to make a paper bag puppet. And then I found, and now before people start commenting that they shouldn't have left it out, they didn't. I was a very nosy child. I found it. And I found a little gun lighter. And I burned the house to the ground, right to the ground. Caught on some curtains. I tried blowing it out. Of course, when you're a little kid, you're just fanning the flames. The reason why I mention this story is, for some reason, even though I was 3 years old, I've always felt guilty over that. I think guilt is something that we all deal with and suffer from some of the things that we did when we're younger or when we're older. I don't know what it is, but things like that really stick with you. And that is, as silly as it might sound, it's always been one of my drivers for success, is to make up for it. Now, if you were to ask my parents, they would, of course they don't blame me for that. But I thought I would just kind of add that in there, that I think basically what I'm trying to get at is we all have our own shit. We all have our own shit. And you can use it to your advantage or your disadvantage. Now, there's lots of people out there. And I see it all the time, that they take the stuff that maybe most people would take as a disadvantage, but they leave it at that, and they let it destroy them instead of letting it fuel that fucking fire, man. I have always used things like that as fuel to the fire. If you say I can't do something, I'm going to do it just to spite you. Fuel. Fuel's a big deal, folks. So anytime, let's say, for example, you have a learning disability or a physical handicap, don't make people feel sorry for you, right? Don't talk about it in a negative way. That's you. That's what part of makes you. Use it for fuel. Use it to fire you up. You should use those things as stepping stones and hurdles to cross. You shouldn't use them as poor me. Poor me excuses won't get you anywhere in life, folks. And I know I digress a little bit here, but I want to talk about the actual moment that I sat down with my parents last week and I talked to them and some of their background and what they're going through, the shit that they're going through right now. And I know this is a pretty personal experience, and this is why it's taken me over a week to record this, because I really didn't know if I wanted to share this with the mass. So some of my parents' backstory. My mom, she's always been a homemaker. She's always taken care of kids in the house. She's got really bad hips, actually. It makes it pretty hard for her to work. My dad, he's a welder. He's a very good one, very skilled one. Always willing to help the new guys out there that want to help them learn proper welding methods and techniques. For the tradesmen that are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. He's that old school welder that, you know, he'll cuff you upside the back of the head if you don't listen to him. But if you listen to him, you're going to become a good welder. That's who I apprenticed under as when I first started. He gave me my first apprenticeship. And he was hard on me. Man, he was hard on me. But I'm glad he was. Showed he cared. And I've always been thankful to him for that, because welding led me to here. And he's been working for a company for about the past 10, 15 years. And they've just recently decided to close the doors. They started slowly closing the doors across Canada, and now it finally hit Edmonton. Gotta remember, he's almost 60 years old. Who's gonna hire a 60-year-old? Doesn't work that way. People nowadays, they want, especially in this industry, the welding, oil and gas industry, they don't want people with skills or knowledge like it used to be. Now they want drinking buddies. One of the reasons why I wanted to get the fuck out of the oil and gas industry. It's not what it used to be. And like I said, almost 60 years old. He's fucked. And I've had success through the years. As soon as I left welding, I left to become a day trader. I've done very well for myself. And his employment insurance, because we're in Canada, and you get UI or EI, and it basically kind of takes care of a certain percentage of your income while you're out looking for work. So his EI is going to be running out here right away, and you can just see the stress on their faces. It's weathering them even more so. And my dad is pride, right? Pride, that'll kill you too, folks. Didn't want to take any type of handouts or helps from me. And finally, I just went in there last week, sat down, had a coffee with them, and told them how it was going to be. And they're going to have to deal with it, that they can they can ride on my shoulders for a bit. Sorry, guys. And the crazy thing is that once you take someone's stress away, the sigh of relief that they both did at the exact same time was insane. It was insane. I knew this was going to be a hard one. When I told them that they're retired, they both had a sigh of relief that was something to see. It's like, I can breathe again, right? Pretty incredible. And I know a lot of people, they asked in the room if they supported me when I made the change to do this. And for the most part, yeah, I know my dad, he sure did. My mom, you know, typical mom, worried and all that. No, not so much. But she knew I was going to do whatever I was going to do anyways, so she was as supportive as she could be. But, you know, just keep striving towards your goals, guys. That's what I gotta say. Because having the ability to take someone's stress away, having the ability to take someone's stress away is it's a pretty good feeling, folks. So don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Fuck them. Do it for yourself and do it for your loved ones. Because one day it's going to pay off. I hope you guys can learn from this, and I hope you guys use it to motivate you. This was a hard one, folks, so take it easy. Adios.